The most well-known figures at Fox News are known for their ferocious arguments, audacious viewpoints, and situations that garner media attention. When the cameras stop filming, though, who do they return home to? You won't believe who some of these commentators and anchors are actually sharing their lives with, from stunning flings that never made it on television to secret power couples. According to reports, one celebrity is discreetly seeing a millionaire heir. However, there were rumors of a secret affair in the newsroom once because of someone else's romantic life. What secrets are these Fox News couples concealing, and who are they actually dating? Let's investigate. Albert Piero and G9 Piero. Let's start with G9 Piero, who viewers and supporters frequently refer to as Judge G9. Before joining the Five as a rotating co-host, she hosted Justice with Judge G9 on Fox News for more than 10 years. She was well known for her controversial remarks, unwavering backing of Donald Trump, and constant criticism of the Department of Justice and FBI. Her remarks were really included in the defamation case against Dominion voting systems, which cost Fox News around $800 million. However, Janine is also well known for her marriage, having been wed to Albert Jr. for a long time. In the 1970s, while attending Albany Law School to study law, they first crossed paths. After being married in 1975, the couple soon rose to prominence as a power couple in New York. While Albert was a well-known lobbyist and real estate lawyer who developed political connections and raised money for various Republican organizations and clients like Donald Trump, Janine was the district attorney for Westchester County. They had 2 kids together, but are well known and even criticized for leading opulent lives, frequently attending social gatherings and political fundraisers. However, this soon became an issue for the pair. Albert Piero was charged with 34 counts in 1999, including conspiracy and evasion for filing false returns and claiming almost $1.02 million in personal expenses. In June 2000, he was found guilty and given a 29-month prison sentence. However, because to his exemplary behavior, he was released after 11 months. He was pardoned by Trump prior to his departure in 2021. It wasn't until Janine's involvement in the notorious love bug controversy in 2006 that their marriage experienced another major issue. She reportedly accused Albert of having an affair and conspired with former New York City Police Commissioner Bernard Kerik to place a bug on his boat. Although she was not charged, it left a significant stain on their lives. Their 32-year marriage ended amid this scandal, but they didn't get a divorce until 2013. Unfortunately, their marriage didn't last for very long. As opposed to Ainsley Earhardt and Sean Hannity, our next Fox News star who has just started dating. Since Fox News first debuted in 1996, Sean Hannity has been a mainstay and began by hosting columns in Hannity with Alan Combs. Then, in 2009, he began presenting his own primetime program, Hannity, which is regarded as one of the best-rated cable news shows during its time slots. Every night, his show shaped conservative narratives with lengthy speeches and political and legal research. Hannity is also the host of the radio show The Sean Hannity Show. He is well known for being a strong supporter of Donald Trump and for frequently promoting disputes such as birtherism and claims that the government is conspiring against him. He has received a lot of criticism throughout the years as a result of them. Fun. However, Sean's affair with Ainsley Earhardt is what made him famous outside of his part in Fox. Around 2019, they began dating in private before shocking everyone with their striking public persona when they flew into a Fox wedding at New Jersey's Trump National Golf Course. Additionally, Ainsley broadcast Fox and Friends from Sean's home studio during the pandemic. They both stated that the public should grant them privacy so that they could have a covert relationship, but by 2020, their connection was widely known. Sean proposed to Ainsley at their Florida home church on Christmas Day of 2024. With the help of their kids and ex-spouses, they announced their engagement. They currently live far apart, with Ainsley in Manhattan and Sean in Florida. Typically, they get together on the weekends. Although there haven't been any significant scandals involving the marriage, Sean has been embroiled in a few Fox News-related incidents. In 2018, he appeared on television to support Michael Cohen without revealing that Cohen was his attorney. A scandal resulted from this ethical transgression. Additionally, he was mentioned in the slander case against Dominion Voting Systems. Before they divorced in 2019 on accusations of adultery, Ainsley was married to former Clemson quarterback Will Proctor. Their daughter is happy with her relationship with Sean, and they are still co-parenting her. The spouse of the next Fox News star will surprise you, though. Donald Trump Jr. and Kimberly Guilfoyle from 2006 until the middle of 2018. Kimberly Guilfoyle co-hosted The Five and worked as a legal expert. Along with other well-known Fox News personalities like Dana Perino and Andrea Tantaros, she was a conservative voice due to her self-assured comments and legal education. However, she finally quit Fox News due to sexual harassment claims. She settled a $4 million sexual harassment lawsuit in 2018 after a former assistant accused her of inappropriate behavior, including forcing her to visit her apartment, stripping, making explicit sexual remarks, and pressuring her to do sexual acts. Kimberly has now joined pro-Trump Super PAC, which leads us to her life partner, the current president's son, Donald Trump Jr. Don Jr., and Kimberly first crossed paths in New York social circles in 2007. And their kids even went to the same private school. However, the two did not develop a romantic relationship until years later. In 2018, not long after Kimberly left Fox News and Don Jr. split from Vanessa Trump, they formally began dating. They were seen on the campaign trail throughout the 2018 midterm elections and the 2020 election after announcing their relationship on Instagram. They were engaged on New Year's Eve in 2020, but they didn't make the news public until 2022. They sold their Hamptons and moved into a $7 million Jupiter, Florida house. It was also disclosed. Kimberly frequently discusses their relationship, stating that she typically takes care of their mixed family's children, cooks, does laundry, and prepares coffee. Although none of them acknowledged it, there were some speculations in late 2024 that they had broken up and separated. Fans are now keeping an eye on them to see if they've split up or if they'll get married soon. However, similar to some of these Fox News celebrities, our next couple has stuck together, most likely as a result of her partner's low-key behavior. Tony Berlin and Harris Faulkner. After joining Fox News in 2005, Harris Faulkner went on to host a number of programs, including the Faulkner Focus, Outnumbered, Fox Report Weekend, and Outnumbered Overtime. The only black woman to anchor consecutive cable shows was her. She has won 6 Emmys and is anchoring America's Most Wanted Missing Persons this year. Harris appears to have a fairly successful family life in addition to her job with Fox News. When she was still working as a nightly anchor at ABC station KSTP in 2001, she got to know Tony Berlin. Additionally, he worked as an investigative reporter for WCCO, a CBS affiliate. After first becoming friends, they began dating. Tony then asked her to marry him on the shores of Lake Superior in 2002. They were married in a private ceremony in Arizona on April 12, 2003. After transitioning from journalism to public relations, Tony established Berlin Media Relations in 2011 and has since served as its CEO and media advisor to a variety of industry clients. And they reside in New Jersey and have 2 daughters, Bella and Danica. Their family blends Jewish and Christian customs, making them distinctively multiracial and interfaith. Over the years, Harris has been embroiled in a number of scandals and controversies, most of which have to do with Fox News rather than her family. Tony, her husband, has always kept a low profile, concentrating on his family and the PR firm while assisting his wife's profession. For example, she filed a lawsuit against Hasbro in 2015 over a hamster toy called Harris Faulkner that was part of the company's smallest pet store brand. As a result, the item was forced to be discontinued. By 2020, she had to apologize live after cutting off her show's guest, Newt Gingrich. She issued a public apology by 2023 for unexpectedly releasing the police body camera footage of Paul Pelosi's assault. Her career has not been adversely impacted by any of these problems. The majority of Fox News celebrities and their life partners have either recently met and are still married, or they were married for a long period before splitting or divorcing. However, our next Fox News star has a lengthy history of romance dating back to high school. Susan Andrews and Tucker Carlson. After nearly 20 years at Fox News, Tucker Carlson presented Tucker Carlson Tonight from 2016 until his departure in April 2023. With its controversial monologues, criticism of liberal and conventional conservative elites, and endorsement of Donald Trump's populist agenda, his show became the network's top-rated primetime program. After leaving Fox, Tucker moved on to platforms including X and his online show, Tucker. He also co-founded Daily Caller. When they were both 15, Tucker and his present wife, Susan Andrews, met at St. George's School in Rhode Island. At one point, Tucker claimed to be America's cutest 10th student. 6 months before Tucker's graduation, they became engaged after continuing their long-distance relationship throughout college. They have been parenting their 4 children, Lily, Buckley, Hopi, and Dorothy, together for the past 30 years since being married in 1991. Susan left her career behind in order to focus on her family. She prioritizes her family's safety and privacy and is hardly ever in the spotlight. Although Tucker has encountered many problems at work, the pair has never been involved in a scandal. The Dominion voting defamation settlement was one of his major scandals. It led to Tucker's termination from Fox News. A month after off-air video of him using derogatory language and slurs against women and political rivals was leaked. Additionally, in the 1990s, an unsubstantiated woman accused Tucker of assault, but she eventually withdrew her claim. There was no legal action taken, and Tucker denied it. The main problem for Susan was when her father was under investigation for failing to disclose sexual assault at St. George's School. Brett and Amy Bayer, our future Fox News star and his life partner, are more well known for their charitable work than any controversies. After previously working as a Pentagon and White House correspondent, Brett Boer replaced Brit Hume as host of Special Report with Brett Boer in 2009. His weekday show focuses on politics, interviews, and analysis, and is a straight newscast, distinguishing itself from other Fox News programming that emphasizes individual viewpoints. In early 2025, Brett's show had an average of about 3.5 million viewers, and he had interviews with international leaders like Mohammed bin Salman and Zelensky. Despite a few catastrophes, his personal life is somewhat low-key compared to his well-known job. In October 2002, he met Amy Bayer, his wife, at a Rolling Stones show on a blind date set up by mutual friends. They lived apart, she in Chicago and he in Washington, D.C., but they maintained a long-distance relationship since Brett had to travel to Afghanistan and Iraq for work. They became engaged in 2003 and were married in Chicago in 2004. Paul and Daniel are the couple's 2 sons at the moment. It has been difficult for the family because their oldest son, Paul, was born with several congenital cardiac defects. After a life-threatening aneurysm was discovered in 2024, he underwent a number of procedures, including an emergency procedure. Brett became even more dedicated to his family and charity as a result of this incident. After working as a media and fashion planner, Amy is currently a board member of the Children's National Hospital Foundation, where she actively promotes pediatric health care. The pair has avoided trouble, with Brett concentrating on his public persona and work. Amy, meanwhile, concentrates on her humanitarian endeavors and provides her husband with backstage support. Together, Dana Perino and Peter McMahon prioritize caring for their family, particularly their oldest son. Former White House Press Secretary Dana Perino worked for President Bush. I began working as a political commentator on Fox News in 2009. He has since co-hosted The Five and served as anchor of America's Newsroom and The Daily Briefing. She is well known for her elegant, composed delivery. She is well known for her connection with British immigrant Peter McMahon. They were sitting next to each other on a Denver to Chicago trip in 1997 when they first met. He's not wearing a wedding ring and he has a British accent, she recalled in an interview, recalling how she was charmed to his accent and his kind demeanor. At that time, Dana was 25 and just starting her political career, and Peter was 43. As her career developed until she began working at Fox News, they began a long-distance romance and were married the year after they moved together. After obtaining U.S. citizenship, Peter backed her endeavors, providing stability while she pursued her persona and assisting her in creating briefings. The pair, who have relocated to New Jersey, are in love. Dana once declared that her greatest choice in life was to move for love. Since Dana and Peter lead a low-key private life, they haven't been involved in any significant scandals. However, Dana's career has been marred by controversy. Such as when she and her co-host Kimberly Guilfoyle made untrue accusations in 2015, claimed there was a scandal after climate scientists falsified temperature data. Additionally, there were speculations that she was departing the Five because of a disagreement with Sean Hannity, although this was later shown to be untrue. Despite her share of problems, our next Fox News star has never been involved with Doug Brunt or her spouse, Megyn Kelly. In 2004, Megyn Kelly began working for Fox News as a legal expert for Brit Hume's special program, and advanced swiftly through the ranks thanks to appearances on Weekend Live and The O'Reilly Factor. She began America Live in 2010 and The Kelly File, a primetime hour of live news analysis and investigative reporting, followed in 2013. On a blind date set up by mutual friends in 2006, she married Doug Brunt, a former CEO and best-selling author. After 14 months, he proposed after they clicked. In 2008, they were married in New York. The 3 children the couple had together, Edward, Yardley, and Thatcher, were all created through IVF. In one interview, Megyn joked that she feared Doug might be a serial killer and questioned whether he was too good to be true before realizing he was the appropriate partner. Behind the scenes, Doug is always there to help Megyn. In addition, he has written a biography of Rudolph Diesel and runs a Sirius XM show. They maintain good communication and harmony in their relationship and reside in Connecticut with their kids. There haven't been any public controversies between Megyn and Doug because she continues to be in the spotlight and Doug continues to help her while working. However, over her career, Megyn has caused a number of issues. She claimed that Jesus and Santa were Caucasian in 2013, which sparked a great deal of criticism. She then advocated blackface as a legitimate Halloween costume for kids in 2017, which led to a lot of anger and the cancellation of her show. She left NBC as a result of this when she was there. Her interview with Alex Jones that same year sparked a lot of criticism, particularly when they discussed the Sandy Hook tragedy. Megyn has faced criticism most recently for dubbing Jennifer Lopez a soft porn star and disparaging her. Elena Musa and Greg Gutfeld. In Fox News' primetime program, Greg Gutfeld is a prominent character. Since its debut in 2021, his nightly political satire discussion show Gutfield has grown to become the highest-rated late-night program in the United States. Along with other Fox News celebrities, he co-hosts The Five. His cult favorite, The Red Eye, which he hosted prior to that, included his caustic comedy and criticism. In addition to his live marriage, which has lasted more than 20 years, he has long been renowned for fusing humor with political commentary. During a work trip to Portugal in 2004, Greg first met Elena Musa. He claims that after 3 days of attempting to strike up a conversation, he simply knew she was the one. Elena, who worked as a picture editor for Maxim Russia, was originally from Russia. Prior to moving to the U.S. to pursue a career in fashion styling and design, where she earned her degree in 2017, they met in December 2004 and were married just 5 months later. They have been married in private for almost 20 years. Their first child, a daughter named Mira, was born when Greg was 60 years old, 20 years after they were married. In 2022, they also adopted a new bulldog named Gus, who has appeared on screen a few times. To make room for their expanding family, they relocated to a loft in Soho in 2024, which cost $10.05 million. Greg hasn't been involved in any problems with his wife, but he is notorious for stirring up controversy with his thought-provoking remarks. He proposed that the conservatives take back the term Nazi in 2025. Despite being a joke, it received a lot of negative feedback. Additionally, he received a lot of flack in 2023 for trivializing the Holocaust, particularly by claiming that victims of the concentration camps had survived by being helpful. He made some disparaging remarks regarding Canada's military efforts early in his career, shortly after Canadian soldiers lost their lives in Afghanistan. These Fox News stars and their life partners have everyone's attention. Which of these power couples on Fox News is your favorite? Please share your opinions in the comments section. For more, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Click the following video that appears on your screen as well. You'll like it.